Hello viewers, welcome to Minute's Mystery. Welcome to Minute Mystery. Today we are going to see about the most violent prisoner in the world. We are going to see what happens to the most violent prisoner. The story of this story is going to be very twisty. So skip and watch the video till the end. Let's go to the video. Before that, subscribe to the channel. Also follow us on Facebook and WhatsApp. Before seeing the most violent prisoner, let's see about the 19-year-old prisoner who was caught in the lion's den. The name of this guy is Reggie Cole. Reggie Cole's family moved to Los Angeles in 1985. After that, the area where he was imprisoned was the most dangerous area. The crime rate there was very high and the violence was also very high. So it is not normal for him to survive there. That's where Reggie's family started living. Reggie was 10 years old at that time. Reggie is the youngest in his family. He has 2 brothers and 2 sisters. One of the 2 brothers is very close to him. His name is Kenny. Kenny is 15 years old when he is 10 years old. When he is 15 years old, he joins a violent gang. This creates a fear in Reggie. He says that if he sees them, he will do something to them. But what does Kenny say? Kenny says that his family is a rich family. He says that if he wants to eat, he has to do something. He says that he does not have the means to study. He says that if he goes to work, he will not get a job. He says that if he joins the gang, he will get some money. He says that he can live with that money. But Kenny says that Reggie does not have a clue about this. So he does not support it at all. But Kenny joins the gang and commits a lot of crimes. Reggie, who did not like Kenny's behavior in the beginning, as time went by, Kenny's style started to attract him. So he asks Kenny to join his gang. But Kenny hits Reggie's head. He says that he has joined this gang. He says that one person is enough to earn at home. He says that you go to school without talking. He tells Reggie to go to school. Reggie likes Kenny since childhood. So he does not support anything he says. So Reggie also starts going to school. Reggie's life is also starting to move smoothly. But when it is moving like that, a big tragedy happens in his life. Kenny has joined a bad gang. There are many such gangs in their area. There is often a fight between the gangs. One of the gangs is a very bad gang. That gang also creates a situation where Kenny's gang fights once. In that situation, as the hands are so heavy, the opposite gang shoots with a gun in their hand. When they shoot, everyone in Kenny's gang dies. Only Kenny is standing there. But when he stands there, he knows that they will definitely kill him. So he does not run away from there. He says, "Shoot me." The next second they shoot him and kill him. Reggie knows this. When he knows this, he is completely broken. He does not know what to do next. Because he only showed a lot of affection to Kenny at home. Now he is also dead. He says, "What am I going to do after this?" He drops out of school. There is an important reason for dropping out. Because Kenny was paying the school fees. Who will pay the school fees if not Kenny? No one can pay the school fees, right? Kenny's father is not his father. Because Kenny's father drinks too much, he does not care about the house. Kenny's older brother has a job. Kenny's brother does not care about Kenny's life. Kenny's 2 sisters are alone at home. Kenny's father does not want Kenny to have a bad school life. So Kenny drops out of school. After dropping out of school, Kenny's parents get divorced because they fight a lot. This also affects Reggie a lot. At least the other brother thought he would take care of Reggie. He took care of his work and got a job in another city. His older sister got married. At this time, Reggie has only one person to support him. That is his mother. But he has to go to work to feed his mom. He is 16 years old. Reggie starts selling drugs. While selling drugs, the police catch him red-handed. After catching him, he is thrown in jail for the first time. He returns to the jail. After his return, he thinks of joining a gang like Kenny. He joins a gang. But even if he joins a violent gang, he does not want to go to the extreme violence stage. That is not true. Because Reggie is always a soft-cornered person. Even if he has a gun in his hand, he will not attack others with it. But if he needs a self-defense, he will use it at that time. So this is how Reggie starts running his life little by little. He is 19 years old. At that time, a murder takes place in his gang's area. Some of his gang members are in the area where the murder took place. The police identify the gang members. After identifying them, some of the gang members are arrested. One of them is Reggie. After arresting him, Reggie begs for his life. But the police there are very bad. Because it was the first case for the police, he wants to finish the case successfully. He wants to make the gang members agree. He beats them up. He agrees that he committed the murder. Reggie agrees that he committed the murder. He is submitted to the court. But the police say that he did not commit the murder. So the gang members are given a life sentence. One of them is Reggie. From that moment on, Reggie is going to live a life in jail. He does not know that he will live a life in jail. At that time, he is asked to wear an orange dress. He is taken to the police bus. The bus leaves the court and goes to the prison. While going to the prison, Reggie is sitting in the window. He keeps looking at the window. He thinks that the jail is in the city. But the bus crosses the city and goes out. While going out, there is only a road. There are no trees or bushes around. The place looks like an abandoned place. When he sees that place, he gets nervous. There is no cockroach around. It looks like an abandoned place. He knows that the place he is going to enter is dangerous. When he goes far away, he sees a statue. The shape of the statue creates fear. The statue is called the most violent prison in America. All the prisoners in this prison are violent. To give the right punishment to the prisoners, the prison was built in an isolated place. The prison was built for the social loneliness. All the prisoners in this prison are violent. They are a gang. Reggie is looking at the statue from a distance. He can see it well. There is a compound wall outside the statue. There are big bars on the outside of the wall. The bars are completely destroyed. It is not easy to escape from the statue. There is a fence in front of the electric fence. The fence is sharp. It is difficult to jump from the fence. The fence is electrified. It is difficult to jump from the fence. So if we keep hands will be into ashes. It is difficult to jump from the fence. There is a reason for this. There are guards in the prison. There are very few guards in the prison. There are only one guard for 50 prisoners. The fence is very safe. The fence is very safe. Just a week before Reggie came, there was an incident happened. The police and the inmates fought with each other. The prisoners attacked the police with the weapon they had. In that 10 police were injured. They were just injured, not dead. Imagine how violent the prisoners in the prison would be if the police attacked them. The bus is moving forward towards the prison where the prisoners are. Reggie's heartbeat is increasing. Until now, he has been playing a game and not attacking anyone. He was sleeping at night and his mother was there to wake him up. But he is in the prison. He has to be alone. So, he is getting more and more nervous. The bus is slowly reaching the prison. The bus is opening the prison's mouth. The bus is entering the prison. All the prisoners are getting out of the bus and Reggie is also getting out of the bus. The prisoners are taken to a room for regular checkup. They are checked if they have brought any weapons. Once they are checked, they are given their clothes, the cell number, and go to the cell. So when we put on the dress we bought and walk towards his cell, the moment we see that cell, a terrible anxiety is created for him. Because the size of that cell is very small. But there are 2 beds in that small cell. There is a small toilet in it. There is also a small space to take a bath. All 3 sides of that cell are completely covered with concrete. There is a door made of iron on the front side. That door is also a small door. It can only be opened from the outside. It cannot be locked inside or opened. So without the help of the police, the iron door cannot be opened and cannot go inside or come out. So when he saw such a cell, his anxiety increased. He started sweating a lot. When he was sweating, he saw new prisoners coming in. Those many prisoners inside the cell, they were beating them from inside. They were beating the prisoners. When we came, we entered his cell. As soon as we entered, there were 2 beds in that cell. A prisoner was already lying on the bed below. He was already lying there because he was afraid. His anxiety increased when he saw him. But we did not say anything to him. He climbed up the bed and went to sleep on the bed above. After a while, some gang seemed to enter that cell. But we did not look back. He was lying there with a wall in front of him. He heard some noise while he was lying there. What he heard was that the gang that came inside, the prisoner who was lying directly below the bed where Reggie was lying, they beat him up. The one who beat him up said, "Do you remember what we said? Your work is pending today." They beat him up. When they beat him up, he took all the beatings. The one who got beaten up raped him. This created more anxiety for Reggie. One of the gang members climbed up the bed and said, "Hey, come here. You will get a new piece of bed." We did not see him. They beat him up. But Reggie did not say anything. He held the wall and did not turn back. Some of the gang members said, "Why are you beating him up now? He just came in today. We will see him tomorrow. Let's go out." They left the room and went out. Reggie understood one thing. We have to prove that we are a strong prisoner to get a survey in this prison. If we do not prove that we are a strong prisoner, one of the gang members will use us as slaves. This incident did not happen once. Every night, they come in and beat up the prisoners. They do their work and leave. It will not be long before we do the same. Before that, we have to prove who we are. This is what Reggie is doing. After that, the prisoners go to work, they give time to play on the ground, and when they go to the ground, they note down all the prisoners. When they note down, no one seems to be alone there, everyone seems to be separated into gangs. So from that, Reggie understands one thing very well. If you want to survive here, you can only survive if you are a gang. So, Reggie is thinking about joining a gang. While thinking so, he thought that there would be new prisoners with him. Some of them say that they want to join a gang, and they go and ask the gang. When they ask, they all have fun and send them away. So, when he sees that, Reggie understands one more thing very well. We can't go and join any gang here voluntarily. Only when we prove our strength, a gang will call us. He understands that very well. At that time, he notes down all the prisoners in the jail. When he notes down, he finds out that all of them have a sharp weapon. When he finds out, he goes to a big guy next to him and asks him how they have weapons. The big guy says that you can't get weapons here. You have to create weapons with what you get. You have to keep it for your safety. Because you don't know who will attack you at any time in this jail. If you don't have a weapon at that time, you can't protect your life. When Reggie hears this, he gets scared. He thinks about how to create a weapon. He goes to his room and searches for a weapon. But he can't find any weapon. At that time, he finds a tool in his eye. That is a toothbrush. He thinks about what he can do with this toothbrush. But he is afraid of death. He will try to turn anything he finds into a weapon. He starts sharpening the toothbrush. He starts sharpening it with a stone. After sharpening it, he decides to use it as a knife. Now you have a weapon. He joins a gang. He keeps looking for a gang to join. One day, he finds a gang following him. He thinks that he can join the gang. He turns around. He puts his hand on Reggie's neck. He pushes him back and ties him up with a fence. The gang's eyes are on Reggie. Reggie sees this. He thinks that if he joins the gang, they will use him as a slave. They will find out that he is weak. At the same time, the person inside the cell will get beaten up. They will torture him. He decides to react. He uses the toothbrush knife he hid. He stabs him in the back. He drops his hand. He falls down. The gang turns around. Reggie is a bold prisoner. The gang cheers him. Reggie smiles. A prisoner takes Reggie away. The gang's name is 49. The gang's leader is impressed. He invites him to join the gang. Reggie is happy. He decides to join the gang. He thinks that if he has a problem, the gang members will take care of it. He is very bold. A gang member comes to his cell often. He never enters the cell after this incident. He gets close to Reggie. Reggie's life is going well. He goes to his gang. He asks why everyone is separated. The gang member says that the gang members are separated to protect each other. Reggie says that he does not understand anything. Reggie says that there is a person in this jail who you have not seen. He is the most violent prisoner in this jail. His name is Eddie Clark. He is 34 years old. He has been in jail for 20 years. The entire jail is under his control. He will not think about it. The gang members are separated to protect each other. His name is El Diablo. He says that he is a devil. Reggie asks him what he would have done if he was a devil. He says that he is a devil who has been in jail for a long time. He controls the entire jail. He uses this jail as his home. He smuggles drugs into this jail. He gives a lot of money to the police. The police does not care about him. They support him a lot. If someone does not agree with him, he will kill them. He killed a guy when he was 13-year-old man. He was released from the jail. He killed an 18-year-old mother. He killed him. He is in this jail now. He controls the entire jail. Reggie asks him who he is. He shows his hand. Reggie looks back. He sees El Diablo for the first time. Reggie's life was going well. But once he saw him, he got scared. He thinks that he should not have a problem with him. But a small problem is created here. If everyone does not care about him, nothing will happen. But he thinks that he should not fight with him. He thinks about him. He gets caught in a problem. Reggie does not know that such a thing will happen in his life. He does not know that such a thing will happen in his life. Reggie always thinks that he should not fight with El Diablo. But if he fights with El Diablo, he should not get hurt. He wants his body to prepare for that. He was living a normal life. But now he is working hard in the prison. He is slowly becoming a muscle man. It has been 4 years. He is 23 years old now. He does not know that something dangerous is going to happen at that age. But in those 4 years, he worked hard and improved his muscles. The members of the gang praised him. At that time, Reggie did not know how to transform himself. On the other hand, El Diablo is a very violent person. He has become a very bad person in those 4 years. Before that, he was in control of his body. But in the last 4 years, he became a drug addict. He drank a lot of alcohol. He assaulted everyone who was around him. When he was afraid to go near the devil, El Diablo came to him. Reggie did not know what to do. His stomach was very upset. He did not know what to do. In that time, October 2nd, 2000 came. On that day, when everyone was playing on the ground, someone shot a gun from the ground. The gun was shot in the hands of the police. The police came to the playground and announced that everyone should sleep on the floor. All the prisoners were lying on the floor. Some of the policemen checked everyone's pants and shirt pockets. There was a knife in the middle of the prisoners. A guard shouted, "Sir, the knife is here." The higher police guard who was standing in front of him said, "Who owns this knife? Get up." But none of the prisoners got up. At that time, El Diablo, who was very close to the devil, said that the knife belonged to him. The knife belonged to him. The prisoners knew that the devil was involved in this case. So they did not want to get involved. Everyone was lying on the floor. The police kept asking whose knife it was. But no one got up. At that time, the devil slowly got up. He looked at the faces of the people lying around. He noticed that someone's face was very weak. The devil noticed that it was Reggie's face. The police officer who was standing in front of him said, "Sir, this is Reggie's knife." He showed his hand to Reggie. Reggie started getting scared. Reggie shouted, "Get up, you are the one who brought the weapon." Reggie started thinking about many things. Reggie was given life sentence. Whether he was caught or not, he will always be in this cell. If he accepts that the knife is not his, everyone will start treating him like a slave. If the prisoners start seeing him, he will have to experience a lot of torture. So, he immediately looked at the police guard and said, "No sir, that's not my knife." When he said that, everyone who was lying down there got scared. Because now the devil is standing in front of him. The devil is in control of this entire jail. He has answered against him. So, if he answers against him, it means he has gone to hell. So, at any time, he will turn into a corpse. All the prisoners there know this. Because the guards there know it very well. The guards there know this very well. It is not known how the devil will be at that time. Because he spoke against what I said, a lot of anger is created in his face. So, with that angry look, he looks at Reggie. With that look, he starts hating Reggie. He starts hitting him. But no matter how much he is afraid, the tension is created. He stands boldly saying that it is right to accept that we did not do anything wrong. He says again that this knife is not mine. Then the police guard warns Reggie not to bring any more weapons and sends him away. After sending him away, the devil leaves Reggie as if he had seen him. After that, every day, Reggie is afraid of death. He cannot sleep peacefully in the cell. If someone comes to sleep and stabs him, he will die. So, Reggie is afraid of waking up at night and sitting there. There is a gang of 49 people in the cell. He stands in the middle of that gang. He is afraid that someone will kill him if he goes out. So, 1 month has passed and the next month, November, is coming. In that month, one day, Reggie is facing the devil again. Reggie is standing alone on the ground. There is a reason for him to stand alone. The devil has already spoken to the gang of 49 people. This is a problem between him and me. If you are not involved in this, it is safe for you. The devil has already spoken to the gang of 49 people. So, the gang of 49 people is leaving Reggie alone on that day. At that time, the devil is coming forward from the opposite side. He is looking at Reggie's hand. He has a sharp weapon in his hand. Reggie gets nervous and thinks of running away. But he will not run away. He will chase him and stab him. So he is standing boldly to get stabbed. The devil called El Diablo stabs him with the weapon in his hand. As soon as he stabs him, he is in pain. But he didn't stab him to kill him. He stabbed him to show him the pain. As soon as he stabs him, he starts bleeding. As soon as he starts bleeding, the break time is over. Once the break time is over, the guards tell everyone to stand in a line. As soon as the break time is over, they check everyone's bag and pockets. Then they send the police inside the cell. Because no one should take anything from outside. After checking thoroughly, they send them inside. For that process, they tell everyone to stand in a line. As soon as the devil tells them to stand in a line, Reggie is standing behind 2 to 3 people. As soon as he stands, he is holding his stomach tightly. The devil in front of him is walking casually. As soon as he stabs him, he throws Reggie in the same place. As soon as he says that he has nothing, he walks ahead. They check everyone in front of him and send them inside the cell. As soon as they send them inside, Reggie is a little nervous. Because he has an exclusive weapon in his pocket. Why is he holding that weapon at this time? The prisoner behind him doesn't understand anything. Because if the police finds out about this, they will throw him into the cell and torture him. The prisoner behind him doesn't understand why he is holding that weapon in his pocket. So the prisoner behind him is giving a signal to Reggie and telling him to throw him. But Reggie doesn't listen to him. As soon as they send everyone in front of him, it's time to check the devil. At that time, they start checking the devil's body. As soon as they check, the devil is standing with his eyes closed. As soon as he sees that, Reggie comes out of the cell and grabs the weapon from his pocket. He grabs the weapon from the devil's neck and shrinks it. As soon as he shrinks it, the devil opens his eyes and looks at him. When he looks at him, he bleeds from his neck. He doesn't understand what's happening next. He grabs his neck. As soon as he grabs his neck, he shrinks and falls down. He dies. After seeing this incident, everyone is in a different level. Reggie has been in control of the jail for 18 to 20 years. But he was killed by the Reggie, so the entire jail is in a state of chaos. The guards beat Reggie to death and hang him. Reggie tells them that they don't have to compel him. He tells them that he will surrender himself. He tells them that he doesn't want his life to be dark anymore. He tells them that they can kill him and leave. He tells the police that he did this for his own self-defense. But even though Reggie tells the police about this, he has to be submitted to the court. So the public prosecutor asks for a name. They give him a list of names. They tell him to choose a name. He doesn't believe in that. He thinks that if he chooses a name, they will bring him out. So he randomly chooses a name. The name of the lawyer is Christopher Bladette. But this lawyer is an amazing lawyer. Once he enters the case, he collects all the details about Reggie. He proves that he killed the devil for his own self-defense. Not only that, the devil he killed is not an ordinary person. He is a smuggler. He has killed a lot of good people. So he proves that there is nothing wrong in killing him. But it took him 8 years to prove this. He killed a person for his own self-defense. So he is sentenced to 10 years in prison. But even after 10 years, this case took 8 years to be closed. So the remaining time is only 2 years. So they give him an order to spend those 2 years in court. You might think this is a joke, because Reggie is already in prison. So why is he making a joke of 10 years? You can ask yourself. That's where the lawyer Christopher Bledett plays a huge role. He collects all the details about Reggie. He notes down the case he is in. He takes a look at the evidence in the case. There is no evidence that Reggie is involved in this murder. So Christopher finds out that he was caught randomly. He submits that to the court. They call the police officer involved in the case. They find out that he is the one who closed the case. So Reggie was released within 2 years. He was given a compensation of $5.2 million American dollars. The best thing Reggie did was, there is a library in the prison. He loves to read law books. So he used to read law books in his free time. After he got released, he completed his law course and became a lawyer. Isn't this a great thing? If you like this video, like, share and don't forget to